so often, the sports hangover touches on mature topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar. That's Jeremy Garrison, and we're back from our hiatus, our little vacation break. I might look a few pounds heavier. I ate a lot of food, did no exercise, and ate tons and tons of bread.
Well, we're looking at you like chest up, so we can't really tell how much weight you've gained.
I can take my shirt off if you want.
Don't do that. But it's good. We've been traveling a lot. Yes. People don't want to hear about our travel, but we're going to tell them anyway. Yes. So you went to France and Spain. I went to much more exciting places, Texas and New York.
Good places.
So,
I was in New York, too. I stopped in.
You were stuck in New York. I rode city bikes in New York. I recommend that to anyone going to the city.
If you want to get hit by a car, it's a good idea.
Not safe, but a thrill nonetheless. Good. You were in Europe, Mike.
I was in Europe, and Jeremy, I still managed to gamble on sports while I was in Europe.
It's called an addiction.
There are casinos everywhere in Europe. And you can go in anywhere and just be like, yeah, I want to bet on this game. Or you want to bet on this. Everywhere you go, there's like blackjack or casino games. It was fun.
So did you bet on American sports or like European sports?
I bet on American sports. There's no way I'm going to bet on soccer or what's the other one? Not lacrosse. What's the one? Rugby. I watched a few of those games. Those are intense. I've never actually watched a rugby game before.
It was crazy, guys.
But it was good. I mean, I was betting on my app on my phone, but I bet on the Kings, and now they're here. They're in the Stanley Cup.
I watched overtime last night, and it was not an overtime that lasted very long. It was a quick overtime.
But it's good, though. But I was not worried at all. The Kings won. I won some more money, Jeremy. I've been on a roll right now. So if you want to jump on the train, Jeremy, you still got a little money left in your account.
Well, you're going to go heavy on the Kings, and you know the Rangers are going to win some games in the series. It's not going to be like a sweep or 4-1.
I know, but I mean, what I'm hoping is the Rangers win one at home, then the Kings win another one. They come back here for Game 5. The Kings close it out at home.
You're asking for a lot of 4-1. I think it's going 6 or 7.
All right, well, I mean...
And 7 would be back in LA, which is
7
good.
would, but we don't want Game 7 because then it's anybody's game.
The Kings are the comeback kids. They're down every game, right? And you're never worried about them just because they win all these games. They're down in series. They're down in games. They always
and what's great about that, Jeremy, I've taken up live betting. Even worse for me because now you sit there and you're waiting for the period to end and you're like, all right, what am I getting? What are my odds here?
Sounds dangerous.
It's actually a lot better because you get better odds if you think your team's going to win. You get like 2-1 odds during the periods.
Okay.
Not on the Kings, though.
All right, we also have NBA, Spurs, and Heat.
Yeah, haven't.
Last night they had their first game, Game 1 of the NBA
Finals.
Tonight, see what I did there? So this time it starts in San Antonio. Yeah. Miami had home court last time. The Heat won in 7. The Spurs, everyone says, are so hungry. Tim Duncan's so hungry. Can they knock off LeBron this time?
And what do you think, Jeremy? Do you think they can?
I think they can. I think they can and will. Game 7 in San Antonio. How about this? I think the home team wins every game of the series.
Oh, so who has home court advantage right now?
San Antonio.
So you're saying it goes all the way to Game 7, Spurs win it Game 7?
That's what I'm saying. Because the Spurs, they play so well at home, and they they take time off on the road. Like they consider it like half effort. Okay. And the Heat will win all those games. If the Heat can steal a game early in San Antonio, like they might have done last night, but I don't think they did, then that would be bad news for the Spurs.
Jeremy, if the Heat lose tonight, it messes up my multi-game parlay that I have going right now, which
cross sports. What?
Cross sport parlay. I bet on the Kings to win over 5 total goals last night. That already went through. Now that the Heat need to win tonight. Well, as we're recording, the game will be going on.
Right, it's happening right now.
So if you're watching this,
wow, great dunk, nice. Dunk.
And also, Jeremy, this Saturday, the Triple Crown, California Chrome.
Who said no sports in the summertime?
That's right. So, but this is like it. This is like the last 2 weeks we have of sports, and then we might as well take
baseball.
Oh my baseball.
God. See you on September football season.
Football season's getting close though.
All right, so California Chrome. I know you're going to bet on Chrome.
I already put a little money on him. His odds aren't good, but I did pick 2 other horses. If you wanna jump on the boat with me, I have the Commissioner, or his name is just Commissioner. 20-1 odds. I'm gonna put some money on him, and then another guy I heard a lot about, Wicked Strong, 6-1. might put some money on him.
This is the New York horse, right?
Think so. One of the horses is there a lot.
I don't know if this is a New York horse or not. I heard good things about the New York horse. I hear that California Chrome did not close at the end of his last race like he did in the Derby, which shows some signs of weakness. It was 3 weeks ago. This is the longest.
I like that we are now professional horse bettors.
What are those called? I
don't know what word you're looking for.
There's like a word for horse bettors that
I don't know.
Someone will tweet us at TSH Podcast. The bottom line is California Chrome will not win the Triple Crown because it just doesn't happen in this day and age. It's been 30-some years. I say the streak continues, so go with your other guys. What are Chrome's odds? You're saying they're not good.
3 to 5. You're not winning money unless you're betting a lot of money. And who wants to do that on those odds? Those aren't good odds. But the problem is what I see with the sport is that horses can not make they don't have to race at the other two, the Derby or anything like that, and then they can race at the Belmont. So to me, it's almost like an advantage or a disadvantage if you ever look at it. It's like, well, those horses won't get the Triple Crown, but they could win the Belmont tomorrow. So my question is, it's like California Chrome.
Like, why crash the party, right? You should only be allowed to run the third race if you run the previous 2 races, and it should just go smaller and smaller as we go.
Yeah, so to me, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know if this is like my first time getting into this little horse racing thing, but it doesn't make sense if you can.
Well, think about this. If California Chrome didn't win the second race, the Triple Crown wouldn't be in play, and then you wouldn't even care about the Belmont at all.
But wouldn't you like to see all the same horses continue? It's like the playoffs. It's like you don't want to see the Kings play another team on Saturday because, it's still the playoffs, but you got to play the same team that make it count, right?
I agree with you. I think this should just be the same group of horses. I don't know where these horses come from. Like, where were you last month? Where were you in Kentucky?
Exactly.
I didn't see you there.
So I don't know what will happen. Obviously, California Chrome is favorited. I want him to win. I already put money down on him right after he won the last race.
Why do you want him to win? For history, for California, for your money?
For my money, for history. Yeah. But he won me money the last 2 races. So you know what I did? Put it all right back into him.
Nice.
Yeah. And I want Jeremy. I'm on a hot streak. I won huge last week betting the Kings.
Like $30?
No, like $300.
Whoa!
I was way too excited. All right, talking about money, Jeremy. Colin Kaepernick, huge contract.
I was hoping you would lead me there. The highest contract.
You're here.
For anyone in the NFL, any quarterback, any player in the NFL, he got it. But it comes out today that it's a year-to-year contract, and the 49ers can cut him anytime, scotch-free, basically, penalty-free. They can cut him whenever, and he's gone. No more guaranteed money. So it's actually a good deal for Cap, good deal for the Niners. I think it's mutually a good deal.
Yeah, I think it's a good deal. He's still young, and they really just got him on board. It's like, you're going to be here until 2020, and you are our quarterback.
Yes.
It's a ballsy.
So I want to talk about Kaepernick, and I want to talk about Russell Wilson, and I want to talk about Andrew Luck and Cam Newton. 4 quarterbacks here because Cam Newton is waiting for a new deal, right?
Correct.
He's waiting there. And now that the Kaepernick deal came out, people are saying maybe he should get the Kaepernick money. Maybe he shouldn't.
Yes.
So those 4 quarterbacks, Wilson, Kaepernick, Luck, and Newton, the new crop of young quarterback, right? Can we agree? RG3, he's just not there yet. He's not on their level.
Missed too many games.
So those 4 quarterbacks, first we're going to rank them 1 through 4 on the field, and then we're going to rank them off the field, like glitz, glamour, marketing, all that snazz. So let's start on the field. Who do you want on the field 1 through 4 with those 4?
Now, are we talking about what I've seen? Because
going forward in the future, rank them in order on the field.
if I was going to have a quarterback lead a bad team, or just if I could make a new team, it seems like Russell Wilson wouldn't be the best for a team that needs a high-powered offense. So you would maybe put him, I would say Colin Kaepernick 1, Russell Wilson 2 because he's smart, Andrew Luck, then Cam Newton.
Wow. Andrew Luck 3 for on the field?
Yeah. I think he's smart. Wow. He works with his head. Cam Newton, he's all too emotional, baby face, upset all the time. Andrew Luck just I'm pounding through this. I'm going to win the game.
And he looks like your beard, so that was a really good Andrew Luck. I got to put Andrew Luck 1, Mike. He's got Tom Brady, Peyton Manning written all over him. He's going to have a career just like
So you put Andrew Luck number 1.
Number one on the field, yeah.
So to me, it looks like Colin Kaepernick is overall the best because he took his team to the final, the conference final.
Whoa. Was it all Kaepernick or was it that stifling defense? Was it Harbaugh? Was it Frank Gore and Anquan
But
Boldin?
he's still there. He's still there. Russell Wilson went to his a Super Bowl. Andrew Luck, Cam Newton have not been there yet, so they obviously are in a lower tier.
Teams matter. I'm a Dolphins guy. I know Dan Marino went through a lot of shit. His teams weren't good. It wasn't his fault he didn't go to a Super Bowl and win.
But Jeremy, once you get to that level, you're at that level. Like, all right, maybe Joe Flacco is at the lower part of that.
Low.
He's a very low level there, but. Andrew. Oh, what am I saying? Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick. They're at a higher level because they've already taken their team so far in the playoffs and even won a Super Bowl. So I feel like you have to put them above the other two. And Andrew Luck is above Cam Newton because he's
not me. We're going forward. We're not going backwards. We're going forward. I have Luck 1, Kaepernick 2, Russell Wilson 3. So we both have Kaepernick before Wilson on the field, which is interesting. And then Cam Newton 4, I agree with you on that. I don't think he's a real quarterback at this point. I feel like he's all gunslinger, throw it around, not really know what's going on. Not a true quarterback.
Exactly. What else you got for me?
So off the field, right, the marketing perspective with these 4 guys, going forward, who's going to make the most marketing money in their careers 1 through 4?
Marketing money. I mean, right now.
Like, say you are a brand, right? You are selling Michael Benatar, whatever. Rank these 4 guys on who is going to endorse your product.
Andrew Luck, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, and Cam Newton. I mean, I like Russell Wilson more.
You have Wilson way down there for Mr. Seahawks.
I know, but I just don't think he's got a lot of personality. Colin Kaepernick, Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck's like the Peyton Manning. Like, he's a clean-cut boy, can sell some trucks. And Colin Kaepernick's like the glitz, the glamour. I'll sell your T-shirts and bottles of champagne. And then Russell Wilson, he's a clean-cut dude. Maybe he'll sell a Gillette razor, kind of like a Tom Brady.
Let me ask you this. Which of those 4 guys is on TV right now in commercials? Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, but he also won a Super Bowl.
And he's probably going to win more with that great team in Seattle. I put Russell Wilson 1 on the guys I want marketing. Clean-cut, quarterback next door kind of thing, right? Well-spoken. Yep. He's the guy I want marketing. I want Luck 2. Okay. I'll go Luck 2 here. I'll go Newton 3 and Kaepernick 4 because he's got the bad rap. The guy got arrested in Miami. He's got the bad rap so far.
But none of that was actually. He never went to court. He never killed anybody. He's like a Gronk. He goes out there and parties.
Listen, I'm a businessman. I'm just moving on. At that point. I see something bad. I'm just moving on to the next.
Right. I mean, I like Russell Wilson. I just don't think he's got the personality for it to continue on after.
Agree. Boring. Clean cut, but boring. That's how those 2 go hand in hand. Right?
I mean, yeah. What else? Is that it? Is that all you got for me?
That's all I got. I mean, I'm going to the U.S. Open next week, so I'll have some insider.
Are we gonna do some? Remember when we used to do live reporting from where we were?
Those almost worked out well.
Those almost worked out.
I mean, I'll be back on Tuesday. We normally do the show Tuesday or Wednesday, so maybe we can do it then. Can do a little fun or
talking about Jeremy, more money involved right here. Donald Sterling agreed to sell his team because we missed all this while I was gone. Agreed to sell his team. Yeah. Almost sued the NBA, decided to drop the suit, and then it comes out that he's getting this $2 billion tax-free.
$2 billion, which is crazy numbers. People have speculated maybe 600 million, 800 million, $2 billion.
It's a lot of money.
I can't make sense of it. The only thing I can say is sports money is silly money, and it's a problem. It's a problem. I mean, what do you want me to say? There are poor people everywhere. There are Americans suffering without food. There are homeless shelters everywhere. So many Americans, the middle class, right? Poor as shit right now. Me and you, right? But yet a team gets sold for $2 billion. Something's not adding up. And I have
it's also tech money that bought it. It's not just like a normal guy. It's Steve Ballmer from Microsoft who bought.
I get it, but think about like how much they're still going to charge you to go to games, right? And how much they're going to charge you for beers.
He's got to make his $2 billion back somehow.
I don't like it, Michael. We're in the business, but I don't like it.
It's an investment, Jeremy, and you know what? And did you listen to Bill Simmons recently?
I did not.
Well, he was pushing for a name change, and
oh yes, I did.
I really like the idea of it.
So what are you going with? The Hollywood
Hollywood
Stars?
something. No, not the Hollywood Stars. I really like Hollywood.
Hollywood Knights is interesting.
Hollywood Knights because it also plays off of the Kings.
I know. Well, no, never thought about that. I was thinking like
Hollywood.
there's a movie, Hollywood Knights or something.
Yeah. See, I always thought Kings for some reason because like the Knights and the Kings and.
No one thought that. What about Knights without the K?
Knights. Well, then it's just then it wouldn't make sense.
Knights. Hollywood Knights,
it wouldn't
bro.
make sense.
You live it.
All right, let's get. All right, I got some quickies for you. We missed a lot while we were on vacation. Here we go, Jeremy. The NFL is going to drop the Roman numeral numbers and go with 50 for the next Super Bowl.
Good call.
I like it because I can never read the numbers anyways.
They should stay with the Roman numerals, or they should stay with regular numbers, not go back. But they are going back to Romans.
So we're never gonna know. 50 Cent blames his first pitch. Did you see that video?
I did. I tweeted
it. He blamed it on excessive masturbation.
He did? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he blamed. That was a really bad pitch.
It was as bad as it gets. I'm a conspiracy theorist on that. I think he did that to get some support drummed up for his album because he doesn't matter in the world anymore. So he did it. Now, me and you were talking about it. Twitter blew up that night, and I bet he sold more albums because of it. It was so bad that I think it was fake.
Because, right? I mean, I don't throw baseballs a lot, but I'm pretty sure I could throw a baseball somewhere in that zone of a guy trying to catch it.
Exactly. It wouldn't be that far bad, right? It could be bad, but not that bad. Plus,
he looks like an athletic.
His face, like he was like smiling like, oh, shit. Like he was not upset about it at all. He wasn't embarrassed. Like if you did that and you're famous, you'd be like, oh, shit, this is going to go viral. And I look terrible. He's like, oh, shit.
He was really excited about it. Dr. Dre officially buys Tom Brady's mansion for $40 million after Dre got all that money from Apple.
We spoke about that recently, and I'm still embarrassed. Remember, I didn't know how Dre got all that money, and then the Dre beats, like, oh yeah.
Couldn't realize he didn't know all that. He's rich, and Dr. Dre. I mean, he produces. He's like Eminem.
Well, yeah, but producers don't always make a lot of money, you know.
Well, different sorts of producers. Sometimes, if they're in the industry where it's like glitz and glamour, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll work on that.
I don't know. Did we talk about this? The Michael Sam documentary. It is now officially off
because there's so much backlash, and we led the backlash on that. I think we deserve like 2% of the credit for that documentary not happening. Maybe 3%.
We definitely pushed it.
We influenced Oprah to shut that down. So now
this one's interesting. Phil Mickelson investigated for insider trading.
I'm going to get some info next week on this for you. I'm going to talk to my sources at the U.S. Open. We're going to get to the bottom of it because there's a lot of pressure on Phil next week on the course. He's never won a U.S. Open his whole career. And this is a course, Michael, that he blew a lead in 1999 and lost the U.S. Open on Sunday here. It's the one thing he's never won. He's fan favorite. Tiger's not playing. It's all about Phil next week. And then he has this cloud hovering over him. Investigate for insider trading, Martha Stewart style. He could eventually go to jail if he's charged with this.
The thing for insiders trading is I feel like these people are so separated from their business managers. It's like maybe you're on the golf course talking to somebody and you're like, hey, Mike, you know what? I think Nike's going to go under next week. You should probably sell your stock. Like just casually talking, like no big deal. He calls his business manager like, I heard this. Can we sell the stock so we can get out of here before this goes under? Now
that shit's illegal. What you just described is illegal.
But to me,
by the way, don't do that.
But to me, it doesn't seem illegal because it's just like, does this guy really know? Like, is that guy that gave him that info connected, or was Phil Mickelson lucky that he got out of selling he was selling Clorox back in 2011? He bought the buyout of Clorox.
8% of Clorox.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of Clorox.
Okay, but
I mean, Phil Mickelson isn't just rolling with like me and you. He's rolling with big time CEOs that know
I understand that, but but where is it in? It's like I feel like somebody's got to tell you, write it down for you, like in paper to make it true. Because what if you're just casually like, you know what? I'm getting out of the Clorox business. I'm gonna go get into like the golf business, buy some stock in Nike or whatever those other companies are that sell golf equipment.
No, it's not how it works.
All
man.
right. Well, I mean, that's what I think. It's wrong.
He's saying there's no wrongdoing. He's saying he can't speak yet, but he will be able to speak on it soon. He's not worried about it. I'm pretty sure Martha Stewart wasn't worried about it in the beginning, and that bitch went to jail.
But she went to like a nice jail where like they could go outside and garden. It was like a luxury suite for prisoners.
Can you believe golf though? If Tiger Woods has this cheating scandal and then injuries, and then Phil goes to jail, like that is a curse.
So then what happens? I mean, who's gonna leave?
Rory McIlroy with the breakup? Like, what is going on with these guys?
Everything's out
Bad
there,
news.
Jeremy. It's Twitter. It's ruining the world.
I don't think we talked about the Rory McIlroy Wozniacki thing when. So they broke up. We talked about that. Did you know that he called her on the phone and told her that the wedding was off?
I think we talked about
That's
this.
how she found out. And it was a 3-minute call, and she thought it was a joke, and then she realized it wasn't a joke, and she hasn't talked to him since.
Wow, that's
how about that?
Cold-blooded shit right there.
Cold-blooded.
Damn.
That's just out there in the public eye. He won a tournament. She got upset in the first round afterwards.
Why?
Too. How about that? No, upset is a sports term. when you lose.
I was like, why is she upset about it?
When you
lose
I get a match and you're supposed to win.
I get it, Jeremy. Obviously, you're prepping for your EDC show later tonight.
Did you know that? Did you know I'm going to that?
You're going to EDC. Jeremy's going to his first EDC show tonight.
I'm wearing a tank top. I'm wearing sunglasses inside. I'm open-minded. I'm not doing drugs, just so everyone is clear on that. I'm not doing drugs. No winks, Michael. No drugs. And that's because, for a lot of reasons, one of them is I have to go to work in the morning.
Yes, you do.
And that's just one of the many reasons I wouldn't do drugs. But,
that's only one. Okay. Well, if you want to follow Jeremy live at the event, maybe you'll tweet some photos for us at TSA.
Probably not live tweeting. I will if you want.
At least one tweet.
Strobe lights are all your
I want some lights strapped to your head, and I want a selfie shot. Okay. Go to youtube.com/sports hangover. Like our page. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to our shows. We try to do this every week for you. And if you want to help out the show, go to patreon.com/the sports hangover.
Follow us on the Twitter machine
Twitter.
at TSH Podcast.
Yes. And if we don't get molested, arrested, or abused, we'll be back next week.